Yo, what's going on guys? Nasher here, and today we have a highly requested video. I have got every stick that I own up against the garage, and we're gonna go over my entire stick collection. Over the years doing YouTube, you guys have seen me try all sorts of different twigs, so we're gonna go through everything that we have ever used and still have in our possession today. And trust me, there is a little bit of everything in this mix. First things first, on the left side, we have kind of the weirder sticks, right? Sticks that we've tried out from time to time, some Is It Trash products. So in this section, we will go over all of those. Then we get to some of the Bauer beauties that we have been using for a while. The OGs, we got the Vapor 40 in the mix, we have the new Nexus Geo. So everything from the old school to the new school, we'll have it for you. We'll tell you about it and maybe show some old clips of us trying it out. First, we have probably one of the most unique sticks that I have ever seen. Not to say that that's good or a bad thing, but this is the Elevate XL27 bent twig. So as you can see, the shaft is curved in an S pattern. It starts cutting in, goes out, and then back in to straight at the end. When I first saw this stick come out, I knew that this had to be an Is It Trash video. We ended up trying it out, and honestly, it's not a terrible twig. The shot on this thing actually doesn't feel as weird as it looks when you get down and shoot in a good position. It starts to come off the twig nice and normally. For me, ultimately, it just didn't make big enough of a difference for it to be worth it, and especially using this thing, you get tripped a little bit. John has been using this stick for the last 6 months in beer league, and I think every time he goes up to the face-off circle, he gets chirped. I like the innovation. I like where they're thinking. I want to see more hockey stick companies try to innovate and do crazy stuff like this, because this is how the game progresses. So that's it for the Elevate. We'll now move in to stick number 2. Up next, we have the No Name hockey twig. We got that custom Nasher'S 61 on there. These guys were very good to me when I was first getting started, getting into some real-life hockey content. Very customizable stick, nice and cheap, and it gets the job done. Nothing too crazy about it. It's just a nice and simple hockey stick. One of my best memories with this twig, we ended up breaking one and put flex tape around the stick to try to go out there and see if we could fix up a stick. It's a funny video. Go check it out if you haven't. Now we move on to the next one. Okay, this one is kind of crazy. We have the Third Assist wooden twig. So this is a company that recently started doing kind of old school designs. They make these from trees in their backyards, like cut everything down, shape them up, and we have customization on here as well. The burnt in Third Assist Nasher'S 61 in gold. This is just an old school OG style hockey stick. I made a video with this thing, shot some pucks. It is hard to shoot with these things. Going from the new top of the line sticks to some of the old stuff, it just makes the records and all the skills that the old NHL players had even better, that they had to use these old school twigs. Now let's get a little bit crazy. We have the Toby Sabotage holes through the entire blade. There's this grip on here that's like almost like a skateboard grip that coats the entire thing, so you're never supposed to use tape with this twig. Again, I really like the innovation. I like what they're doing. They were going for that fully aerodynamic approach, so as you shoot this, there is nothing holding the blade back. I ended up using this stick in roller hockey for quite a bit. Didn't like it as much on the ice. I found no tape and not being able to like use wax on this thing as much. You got a lot of ice filled up. The control wasn't as good as I liked. But again, innovation is key, man. They're doing big things. Yeah, that's a Toby. Now we have a couple Sentimental sticks. So the Blue Jackets, after we did their esports event, I did commentary for that alongside my buddy Arda. They hooked us up with this stick. This is a 2019-2020 Star of the Game stick. So after a goalie gets a Star of the Game, they'll go to the bench, they have these sticks, and then they toss them over to a fan that gets to keep it. Luckily enough for me, I did not catch one of those sticks, but they made me one of these with the Nasher and the 2019-2020 plate on there. So really cool of them to do that. Obviously, big fan of the Blue Jackets. Have been going to their games literally since their first ever game in Nationwide Arena. This one, near and dear to my heart. If you guys don't know, my gamer tag, my username, everything was named after Rick Nash. This is the old stick he used to use, the TPS Response. They had one that was black and gold, and it was made of rubber. That used to be my go-to stick back in the day. But this is actually an Andrew Castle stick. So we have Andrew Castle's signature, a Rick Nash signature, I believe a Nick Jairdev signature, and a Jeff Sanderson signature. Just a near and dear stick to my heart. Have that hanging on a wall in my house. Got a couple floorball sticks. I have absolutely no idea how to play. I ended up using a baseball to make a Zorro pocket here to try to help my Zorros. Pavel Barber, if you're watching this video, please send help. So that is it for the weird and unique section. It is time for us to move on to the bread and butter, the Bauer section. So if you guys didn't know, I've been partnering with Bauer for the last year and a half. We've been grinding away using their twigs. I also have been using these twigs for my entire childhood as well. I used to be a big vapor guy, and this stick, the Bauer Vapor 40, may very well still be my favorite stick of all time. I used this thing throughout all of high school. I even ended up breaking one when the APX was out, and I had to go on eBay just to buy an old Vapor 40. That's how obsessed I was with it. This one was sent to me a while back. This is the USA Custom Edition. So you have the American flag built into the Vapor X, and then also an American flag here as well with the 4 X's. Again, the Bauer Vapor 40, absolutely iconic stick. I feel like this really changed the way for the Vapor series with Bauer. At one point, all the stores, eBay, all out of Vapor 40s. We had to move on to the next best thing, and that is the Vapor 1X. I used to love this colorway. I'm a big Ohio State fan. I went to Ohio State, so the scarlet, the gray, the white, good looking stick, kind of a classic. Yeah, that's that. Speaking of Ohio State, I used to actually get Ohio State Pro Stock sticks, so they used to sell those for a decent price. So this is one of those that I got. This is the Vapor 1X Lite. It has a custom curve, but it's something like a P92. I use this for a good bit of time. This is actually the first stick that I've ever had that had the max blade. So I don't know if you can compare the two of these. Just comparing the size of these two blades, it is crazy how much bigger this one is. So it's pretty good for if you want to get more tips in front, if you want to win some more face-offs, battle in front, whatever you want to do. A lot of people do like that max blade. I've never been too big into it because I feel like it makes stick handling a little bit harder, but I think if you got used to it, might be good for you. Give it a try. Moving down the line, we have 2 of the Vapor Flylights. This is probably my favorite roller hockey stick of all time with how light it is. Of course, this was the lightest stick that Bauer ever released until some of those ADVs came around. I feel like this is almost the lightest I would ever want a stick to be. It's got that nice and whippy shot. Of course, that low kick point allows you to release shots very, very quickly, and it's the perfect stick for stick handling. So all in all, you guys have seen me use this for roller hockey for the last year or so. This is my go-to twig right now, but maybe that will be changing with the Nexus Geo. We'll get to that soon. On to the Supreme series, we have the brand new Ultrasonic, and my slap shot actually feels decent with this twig. This is built for power. It's got the shaft that gets bigger at the end, so you can have that high kick point stick, get all the power that you want into your wristers and your clappers. You guys know me, obviously the slap shot is not the best part of my game. I'm more of a speedy quickness kind of guy versus the power guy, so I've not used this twig too much. I love the stick though. I think there's definitely people that this thing was made for, and that yellow and green colorway is absolutely wild. Next, the stick that inspired that Ultrasonic is the Bauer Supreme ADV, and this is a custom 3-of-a-kind stick that we have. So Bauer and Xbox actually teamed up to make a couple of these sticks, as well as some limited edition consoles, and only 3 of these sticks were ever made. They got me one of them, and they gave away another 2 of them. So this is very special to me. I have this hanging on my wall in the background in all my videos, and that is where you will find it now. So I mentioned earlier, I started with the Vapor series. We have now kind of switched over to using mostly the Nexus, and that started with the 2N Pro. I absolutely love this stick. I made a video on YouTube claiming that this was my new favorite stick, and I think this is probably the one that I used most out of this entire lineup. We mentioned the low kick point in the Vapors, the high kick point in the Supremes, and this is the mid. So it's the best of both worlds. If you like speed and you want a little bit of power, the Nexus is what does that trick. And if you need some proof of that, we have the Zach Wierenski game used video featured stick. So we actually got together with Zach Wierenski, great dude. He played sauce with us. He had sticks in his car for days, got us all sticks that we could keep and take home, and this is one of those. So this is the other one that I have hanging in the background of all my videos. Again, big shout out to our boy Zach Wierenski for hooking us up with this one. What a dude. The last 2, the big ones, I thought about putting this one in the weird and unique section, but we decided to put it here. It is the Bauer Nexus ADV, probably one of the craziest sticks that Bauer has ever released. You guys saw my video on this one, the beautiful thumbnail looking through the Bauer ADV blade. Not only did Bauer throw the hole in the blade, but they also have the 5-sided shaft. So the first time they've experimented with the shaft and with the blade, so it kind of cups around better. As you hold it, you get a better grip, and they decided to use this going into the next generation stick as well. Lots of good times were had with this stick, lots of goals were scored, and this is the first time I've ever had a stick review on YouTube that got over 1 million views. So shout out to the Bauer Nexus ADV and you guys for making that happen. And last but not least, the stick we are currently experimenting with and using the most. You can see by the marks on the blade, I gotta retape this thing. We have absolutely destroyed this stick using it as much as we had. This is the Bauer Nexus Geo, inspired by that ADV with a little bit of extra tech in it and a new colorway. This stick is absolutely insane. 100% for me, I think this is my favorite looking stick of the bunch. You got that Nexus blue mixed with the ADV green to give you the combo of that Nexus Geo. They did decide to go with that 5-sided shaft that was inspired by the ADV. With the ADV, it's kind of a test, right? So you're testing out new technology and innovations that other people haven't tried yet. Then they use that tech and put it into future sticks, and it's the best of both worlds here with the Geo. Of course, it is still that mid kick point like the other Nexus series sticks, so good power, good speed, a little bit of everything, and right now, I've just been loving this stick. So there it is, the entire stick collection. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for this for a long time. I wanted to go through and kind of tell you about each and every twig, what I liked about it, what I disliked about it, where we currently are with them. It might have been a little bit long, but I hope you guys did find it helpful. If you want to see more videos like this one, you want me to do maybe like an in the bag video, we can do that next time. We also had another idea, maybe putting every single one of these sticks in a bracket and doing a shooting challenge, battle royale style, to have one stick that rules them all. So if you want to see that video, let us know in the comment section down below. That'll do it for the stick collection video. If you found it helpful or if you enjoyed it in any way, make sure you hit the video with a like, hit that subscribe button. We are on the long road to 1 million subscribers. That's it for today. I'll see you guys next time, and peace.